Focus. We are focused. What's up, guys? Today we have a very different video. I have a buddy from Austin named Anthony Bludget. He's another vlogger friend of mine. You guys might have heard me on previous videos mention his name, and I've put his link on my stuff. He recently made a video showing his gear and what he uses. So he challenged me among a couple other vloggers to show their gear. So this is gonna be more of a what's in my bag kind of video, and it might not be for everybody, so I understand if some of you guys tune out. Right now I'm recording on the Canon Rebel SL2. Let me start with my first camera. This is the Sony a6300. I don't know if you guys can read that. This is my main camera that I use because it does amazing video, it does amazing pictures, and I was a Canon guy 100% up till like April of last year, more or less. That's when I dropped Canon. I knew I wanted to get into video, so I started researching what was the best camera I could buy for the money. And at the time I was using the Canon 5D Mark II. That was my main camera because I was doing mostly photography, actually 100% photography. But I was like, I want to start doing video. What's a good camera for that? And I stumbled upon this one. At the beginning it was just for video because it shot 4K. I started noticing like, bro, this does amazing pictures as well. I mean, maybe I should just drop Canon 100% and invest more into Sony. So another thing that I have in my bag is the Sony 50mm. It's made for a crop censored camera because they do have a nifty 50 for the full frame, but this is straight up for like the a6300 or the a6000. And dude, these two paired up, they work amazing for video, they work amazing for photography. It's got the stabilization, and it's also a 1.8, so it's a pretty fast lens. I use this a lot for concert photography. You can work with distance pretty well when you use this one because of the crop sensor factor. Let's see what else is on here. The Sony a6000. This is a really good camera. The 1080 is awesome. This one doesn't do 4K. The a6300 does 4K and 1080, but this one does 1080, and it's like amazing for the price. I think right now you can probably get a used one for maybe 400 bucks. I was trying to sell this for a while, but bro, nah man, this is too good of a camera, and it also serves as a backup, so I'm definitely gonna keep this one. And it's got the kit lens. This lens right here is probably the lens that I use the most for the vlog. I vlog at least once a week, so this one gets used quite a lot. But I'm sad because I just lost the lens cap like 2 days ago, and I'm usually pretty good with that stuff. But this is my main camera when it comes to photography. This is the Sony a7 II. Can you guys see that? I know the a7 III is out, and it's like amazing. It's like the camera everybody wants right now because it does amazing 4K as well. This one only does 1080. I'll be honest, I'm not too crazy about the 1080 video that I get from this one. That's why I still use the a6300 mostly for video. But when it comes to photography, this is definitely my go-to. I have it on here with the Nifty 50, or Sony's version of the Nifty 50. This is the only full frame lens that I have at the moment. I am looking into investing into a better lens for this camera because, to be honest, this is not a very good lens. I bought it just because I wanted a full frame lens, but it really has a hard time focusing. I've lost a lot of good shots because of the focus problems with this lens. And if you're shooting a wedding or an event, dude, that means everything, you know? When I'm in a more controlled environment, it's pretty sharp, it's pretty good. So I guess where it works the best is with portraits. In my bag, I also carry the Sigma MC11, which is a converter that'll let you mount Canon lenses onto your Sony gear. And the reason I have this is because I use the Sigma 18-35 lens. I use that on on the 6000 and the 6300. This is the Sigma 18-35. This is my go-to lens when it comes to video. This is a 1.8, so it's also a pretty fast lens. Very sharp, extremely sharp lens. I love this baby. But this is a Canon mount lens. This is made for a Canon camera, But since I have, like I said before, I do use the MC11 in order to convert this into a Sony mount. It's very loud, so even if you mount a mic on there, you can still hear the motor or the lens like working, so you get that little zoom. It's not a lot of zoom, but it's still pretty good if you want to get creative with your shots. Another camera that I have, I know I said I dumped Canon a while back, but I do own a Canon Rebel SL2. This little thing, man, is a little monster. The first camera I started with was a Rebel. It was a T3i. This was actually a gift from a family member. How badass is that, man? He's like, bro, you want a camera? Yeah, I'll take a camera. So he gave me, there's more story to that, but if you've seen the Corpus vlog, then maybe you know about that. When you pair the Sigma 18-35 with the Rebel SL2, man, you have a little monster of a camera in here, man. It's super sharp. It was made for a camera like this. When I use this lens with the Sony camera, for photography, again, it does take a little bit longer to focus, just like the Nifty 50 from the full frame. But when it comes to video, the autofocus is amazing. And the same thing when you use it on the Canon, man, because it was made for this camera. So it's pretty sharp. I love it. Another feature of the Sony Rebel is that it's got that flip screen and touch screen. That's the only bad thing about the Sonys, man. They don't do with the Sonys, the screen only goes like that. This is the only motion the screen does, right? So if you're vlogging, this is definitely the better camera because you can monitor yourself and adjust quickly your settings, and you can't do that with the Sony. So I really love this camera. I've been using it a lot for vlogging, and I've used it with this lens actually for vlogging because you don't hear the lens working as much with this camera. So I love this setup. Let's see what else. I also have the DJI Spark. This baby has taken quite a few hits. It's missing the little cap right here. It doesn't have this one. It only does 1080, but man, you still get amazing quality video from this one. And I don't really use it for pictures, just for video purposes. But every drone shot you've seen in my videos has been taken with this little puppy right here. The only bad thing about it, well, two bad things about it is with the battery, you only get, I think it's like 15 minutes of flight time. And another thing is that since it's so light, the wind really bullies it. So I also have the Rode video mic. I was pretty lucky with this microphone. I think it's like $150 mic. Dude, I bought this like brand spanking new, out of box, but it was new for like 70 bucks, I think. I also have the Joby, it's the GorillaPod. This is always on my A6300 because this is what I use when I'm vlogging. I took way too long to buy one of these, man. I was also able to get this at a pretty good deal. I got it like half off almost. I think regular price is like 50 bucks. But when I bought this and used it for the first time, I was like, bro, what was I doing like without one of these, man? Like my vlogs became a little bit more stable, way more stable actually. So I always have this on my camera. If you guys have seen the caffeine sessions, this is what helps me get the smoother shots that you see on those videos. I got this for about 500 bucks sometime around November, I think. The only bad thing about this one that the new one does have is that this one cannot carry heavy lenses. Like your camera's just gonna dip forward. But I use it. It works well with the 16 to 50 kit lens, 16 to 55 kit lens, and it works well with the 50 millimeter. But yeah, another thing I have in my bag is this newer light. This was very affordable actually. I bought it for like 40 bucks, I think 40, 50 bucks. Comes with a battery. The cool thing about these little lights is you can recharge them. They're rechargeable, and it's a pretty bright light, and I forgot how long it'll last for, but I mean it's never died on me while I'm doing a project. So it's a really affordable light. The plastic is not that great, so if you give it a good drop, it's probably gonna break. So be careful with these. I also get asked a lot what I edit with, and Sorry. As far as computers go, I do use the Alienware 17R4, I think it's called. I'm not a huge computer specs guy. Basically, the reason why I have this one is I bought the new Mac when it came out, the one with the touch bar, but the trackpad was actually faulty, so I returned it and I asked the guy, hey man, I'm gonna be filming 4K. Like, do you have anything that'll be like faster or comparable to this? And he's like, dude, I got the Alienware. It's a gaming computer, but it'll handle your 4K like a champ. So it was gonna be like $600 cheaper, so I was gonna have that money left over. So I decided to switch, and when they gave me the leftover cash, I was like, bro, I'm gonna buy the A6000, that way I can have a backup camera, because at the time I only had the A6300. So that was cool. But I'm still a Mac guy at heart. I think first chance I get, I'm probably gonna switch again. I'll switch back. That's my gear. That's what I carry in my bag. I don't carry everything at the same time. It depends what kind of event I'm doing at the time. If I'm doing a music video, then I'll probably have almost all of this in my bag. If I'm just working, if I'm just doing maybe portraits, then I'll probably just have one camera and a couple of lenses. Sometimes I'll carry an extra camera. Actually, most of the time I'll have a backup camera. But this is my gear. I think this is like 99% of what I use, man. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys have some of the gear that I have, or you have any other questions, leave it down in the comments. Give it a thumbs up. See you.